There she is up there, this amazing fortress that has stood for millennia. The highest point, well, one of the highest points in Athens anyway, but the high point with the water sources. So let's go ahead and start our walk. So there has been, as I said earlier, in the live stream on my travels with the Creative Contessa channel earlier, there has been habitation on this plateau for millennia. They have finds dating back to the Neolithic era. And at some point, someone got the bright idea that you could build a palace up there. And so they have actually the remnants of a Mycenaean Bronze Age palace. One column apparently and one foundation stone, but they have other finds from the era itself. And the Neolithic finds that they have from there actually correspond to similar finds from Africa. So that sort of connects us to, connects this part of the world to Africa, showing that even in the Neolithic era, there was massive trade networks binding the various regions. As with many of these archaeological sites, when you look around, you're just going to see piles of stones. And so, yeah.
Thank you, Susan.
Susan, excellent. I guess you can hear us. Welcome, Susan. So this is the sanctuary of Dionysus Eleutherios, Dionysus, right?
Let's walk through it.
It does not look particularly impressive, perhaps. Presumably we can walk through it because the ropes are keeping us out of specific areas.
Oh, there's the theater.
Yeah, there's the theater over here. So of course, Dionysus, part of the rites of Dionysus were the theater competitions that Athens would host. Aristophanes was one of the playwrights, the famous playwrights whose plays have survived in part or in whole, who was an award winner at these Dionysian competitions. Also Sophocles.
Is that Takeda?
Takeda, are you on? Welcome, Takeda. So yeah, I know you have to use your imagination a little bit to imagine the theater here.
Up there we can see that portion.
We can see it better. Yeah, this is the lower temple to Dionysus, and then up above is the theater. I'm always impressed by the ability of archaeologists to look at a scattering of stones and then reimagine how the entire site might have looked in its heyday or in one of its heydays. And of course, as in every part of the Mediterranean thus far, we have kitties. We have a lion of the Acropolis here, smugly reposing in the sun. Yeah. That is a cat that doesn't care.
Yeah, we're going up to the theater now.
Yep, we are heading up to the theater now. You will be able to see this structure with its massive stones. As I've said often, if you compare modern architecture to the historic, we might have to be a little subtle here. I see someone sitting there who might try to take our stick away. Apparently they don't like it when people use gimbals in these sites. That's why our tour of Delos was severely curtailed yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, these sites are just so elegant.
Oh, look at the ones.
Yeah. So this started off originally as a wooden theater, of course. And then over time it was updated and updated and updated until you see it in this state. And of course, there used to be like a theater. People think that these were just completely open. They weren't completely open. There was a massive facade and wall that basically ran along here. And this thing was huge. As I said, this is where, Athens hosted its theatrical competition every year as part of its worship of Dionysus.
As Buck says, because Buck's on now, say hi, Buck.
Hello, Buck. Welcome.
Just think of the people that were here.
Yeah, think of some of the most famous names in history that have survived from this era: the authors, the philosophers, the playwrights, who sat here, the generals who sat here and watched these plays. Of course, the front row seats you can see were.
And they still have their names on them.
Yeah, they still have names on them.
I don't know if they can see them at all.
Yeah, I don't know if you all can see the inscriptions on some of the seats.
Closer.
But these were the VIP seats, of course.
Oh, look, I think you can see the names. Is it clear enough that you can see that?
And for those of you who can read Greek, I was not part of the Greek system at college, so I'm not as good at reading Greek as some other people bizarrely are. As you can see, they're in the process of restoration works, of piecing back together what they can.
No more concerts right here.
Yeah, no more concerts. But that was Ephesus, where they held a Metallica concert in the stadium, in the amphitheater, and it cracked the stadium from the seismic shock of the speakers. Yes, you heard me right.
Level 1 kitty alert. A Hollywood Bowl is a mouse to this dinosaur.
And of course, as always, looking up is where it's at.
Oh, yeah. Thankfully
So
they can
I
see that.
think, is that the shrine to Dionysus up there where the women used to go and make offerings? Somewhere here on this site. It might be. Yeah.
I don't remember. It was too long
So
ago.
travel tip, if you want to come here, do not come in the summer. You will regret every life choice you've ever made that led to that moment. It is hot and it is bright and it is hideously overcrowded.
While we're walking, talk about getting tickets.
Oh yeah, so here's the thing, everyone. Major important piece of intelligence. We haven't been here in 13 years, so lots has changed. One, there are no longer combo tickets that include multiple sites around the Acropolis. You have to pay individually for every little thing, and it's crazy expensive. Just the Acropolis is 30 euros. And they have time tickets, and those sell out really quickly. So you might want to look into whether it is possible to buy them in advance. Otherwise, you get here really early and get your timed ticket. So we had to wait 2 hours for entry. That's how quickly the tickets sell out. I mean, I don't object to that because it means there are fewer people here, but it means you have to plan better than we did.
Does Aspasia have a seat reserved for her next to Pericles?
That's a good question. I don't know. Unfortunately, they don't always provide that kind of information here. For that, you need to pay for an expensive tour guide. So that line of scaffolding there, and I guess actually you can walk a little closer, is the Stoa of Eumenes. Apparently, King Pergamon, the king of Pergamon, actually donated this stoa. So this shows, I was reading the sign. So this stoa, actually, this was donated by the king of Pergamon, Eumenes II. And that was during the period during which Pergamon basically ruled Athens. And so, what better way to immortalize yourself than donating a massive structure that is still here. So he succeeded in actually gaining immortality. Goal achieved.
Oh, come on, Stroll. It's not.
Yeah, people tend to forget that it wasn't the throughout various periods of history, this place has been ruled by non-Greeks, plenty of them. course, then you have to decide what you count as Greek in quotes.
Uh,
And that conversation can lead to, well, wars, actually.
So there's a bunch of different eras in this section.
Yeah, this site represents, 6th century. This area represents 6th century all the way up to 1st or 2nd century, 6th century BC to 1st or 2nd century AD, and in some cases later than that.
And Dreamy World says hello.
Hello, Dreamy World. Welcome to the Acropolis. So basically, when you come to sites that have been inhabited for millennia, you are going to encounter multiple layers of habitation, multiple layers of structures. In many cases, they just get built one on top of the other. Sometimes the older one is demolished. Sometimes it's filled in and just used as a foundation for the next. Which always brings the question, if you're going to restore a site, to what era do you restore it? It's the same thing with frescoes on castle walls or in churches. Which layer of painting do you restore?
Ja, voor alle culturele business die je op de...
Can be you. Now, I will say, to get an idea of daily life, this is not the place for you. The Acropolis is the ceremonial life of the city. It's the ceremonial heart of the city. And not just in terms of religious practice, but, this is where, well, as I said, Athens theatrical competition was held. And that wasn't a trivial matter at all.
They have a railroad line.
They've got, for delivering, moving the slabs around, and it's right there. They're still using it. So they're trying to reconstruct this. Very clearly, this was not here the last time we were here.
Yeah.
And so they've installed a rail, and there is actually a rail car, which you can see from here maybe, actually. Yeah.
Saga Datura says, popping in to say hi, safe travels.
Hello, Saga, welcome.
I know, that's not a rail car.
No, but there's one
That's a
further.
concrete thing.
Right, that is a concrete thing, you're right. But, they're actually,
Oh, I think it's that larger
yeah,
scaffold thing right there.
right.
This large thing here in the back.
Yep. So they're trying to slowly reconstruct, and in many cases, as you can see, based on the shiny and very crisp stones, they're recarving the missing pieces so that they can rebuild it. I'm not certain what the ultimate vision for this is, if they're really going for full reconstruction. That, building these kinds of monuments was easier back when you had crazy rich people donating all their money to do so.
Inscriptions. Say, if you can read this, let us know.
If you can read, let us know what that said. It's not my, I went
to a dead end.
I should have brushed up on my
We should have
Greek,
brushed up on our Greek.
my Greek before we departed. The sanctuary of Asclepios and his daughter Hygeia. Of course, Hygeia is the origin of the word hygiene.
Asclepieion is the origin of turning your head and cough.
These signs always give you all kinds of details that you can see with your own eyes. Like, it's a polygon and it's shaped like this and it has 4 columns at each corner. And you're like, I can see that. Could you tell me can you tell me what actually happened in this space? These signs are always so tediously dull. It does. It seems common everywhere in so many places that we visit. The signs they do the opposite of breathing life into the site. They seem to make it feel more dead, more sanitized, more sterile. Surprisingly, many records have survived. Many histories have survived from this era. Stories about things that happen in these spaces. So why aren't those going on these signs? Secret. It's part of the mysteries. But Korea has the same problem. The signs on all the historical sites are about as exciting as watching dust slowly turn into finer dust. I'll tell you one thing that is always impressive at these ancient sites: the massive size of the blocks of stone out of which they constructed these buildings. The Romans, not so much. The Romans were clever. They did a lot of cladding over top of brick and mortar structures. But the Greeks, they didn't mess around. As always, in my opinion, honestly, the best view of the Acropolis is looking up as you walk around. It's always the most impressive thing. You can imagine just looking up at this massive fortification located on these sheer cliffs. You know, so many people, when they talk about democracy, they like to point at Athens. For those who don't, let me inform you a little bit about Athenian democracy as was. It was a true and pure democracy in one sense, that everyone who was entitled to vote got one vote, and everyone participated fully in the government every day. Everything was voted on when Athenian democracy was in place anyway. Everything was voted on by everyone. It's just that the only people who counted were, male citizens, which was a fraction of the city, because the city ran on a massive slave force, which allowed the men to have all the time in the world in order to fully participate in that level of democracy, direct democracy. Okay, well, here is apparently a bronze foundry. And so Takeda, this might be interesting for you, this giant hole in the earth surrounded by a stone wall.
And I think this stuff over here is part of it.
Yeah, so what if we can, they need to clean it. Oh my goodness, people have started writing in it, it's so dirty. Oh my gosh.
So Takeda, is this interesting?
Takeda, can you see the foundry? Okay, so it says it was the site of manufacture from the 5th through 4th century BC. There were 4 pits cut into the soft rock that connected with the process of casting bronze statues. The 2 largest pits have facilities in their interior.
What's your parasol bed?
Let me see. I can't. I mean.
Oh, look at that view up there.
Apparently, they've actually found remnants of metal waste and melted wax been excavating here, which is really fascinating. So everyone talks about the lost wax method. Apparently, they found it. They found the wax.
It's no longer lost.
It's no longer lost. They found it. I mean, how weird would that be? You're excavating and you're like, is this beeswax? Yeah, and I'm going to say this again because I think it needs to be repeated. If you're ever in the Mediterranean, do not eat raw olives. Just don't do it.
No matter how tempting it is.
No matter how tempting it is, you will regret your life choices 100%. They have to be cured, and I don't know for how long, but I know they have to be cured for a while. Oh, yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you're interested in focusing or following us on our travels, check out Travels with the Creative Contessa. We decided to do this one on my history stuff because it's more of a historical thing. Restream is not working with the microphone at the moment, so we had to choose one channel over the other. But if you're interested in travel, our travels specifically, check out Travels with the Creative Contessa. Also, like and subscribe.
This is the one that was cracked.
No, that's Ephesus, Hanson. Yeah, that's Ephesus. This has been reconstructed. Holy shit. Okay, so this is way more than it was before. Wow. Okay, so yeah, they have completely reconstructed this one, so you can really get an idea of what the theater looked like when it was new. This is new for me. And there you can see the wall of the theater, which is pretty well intact, actually.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. And they're setting up for some kind of concert, I'm assuming, tonight, because I don't think they would just leave drum sets out like that otherwise.
I'm doing a message check because I feel like I'm missing messages.
Yeah, so yeah, if you, of course,
Oh yeah, I missed a ton of messages. Damn it.
they come in, sometimes they flood in at once. What's weird though is those back panels, the marble panels that are just kind of sticking out, have they just not affixed all over the place, the tiles?
Oh yeah, they're just not done. Okay. Let me. Baron said, get a closer look. Very cool. Takeda says, sorry, chaos at the bus stop and the kids.
It's okay.
Learn from it with what you already know, yeah. Sparta. Women shouldn't vote anyways. Fuck you.
Oh yeah, anyone who says women shouldn't vote, you can fuck right the hell off. And into the 10th circle of hell, if you're serious. If you're joking, then yeah, I get it. It's funny.
Takeda said it is interesting, and thank you for reading it. Wives and daughters were kept illiterate. Courtesans were the intelligent ones.
That's true. That is true.
Roper says hi.
The hetera were the educated ones.
The dirty class.
Yeah, that's pretty dirty.
So that you can do what you want. You're not my problem. Good advice.
Well, let's go.
Susan actually answered. Said the Acropolis.
Yeah, we are. So everyone, we are in.
Josh Oliver says hi.
Hello, Josh. Welcome to Athens. We are at the Acropolis, and we are at the. This is which theater is this?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, we're not certain which theater this is.
It doesn't say. This just says to the north slope.
Yeah, just kind of completely ignores this completely reconstructed. Yeah, wow.
Is this cultural appropriation?
Is which part?
We are appropriating the culture.
We are appropriating the culture. Yeah, not if you listen to what Greeks say, which is that they are the founding of all European civilization. So it's our history too.
Josh says he's so jealous and we'll have to go there someday. We do love this place.
Yeah.
Even if it is a bit expensive to get in.
It is, yeah.
Go through that spiel again.
Yeah, so for those who are just joining, the Acropolis now costs 30 euros per person, and there are timed tickets, and they sell out quickly. So and it includes nothing else but the Acropolis. The tickets used to include pretty much all of the different sites around the Acropolis. So,
Thai umbrella, Thai parasol.
yep, it's a Thai parasol in Greece. I am always the epitome of multiculturalism. I'm not wearing anything Korean today, interestingly, but usually I'm wearing something from Europe, something from America, something from Thailand. Oh, here we go. Okay. Yeah. So
Here you go, people.
here we go. Really nice.
It's all a separate cost now.
It's all a separate cost now and not cheap. So the Olympian Temple of Zeus, we skipped because that was 20 euros per person for a couple of columns, half of them covered in scaffolding. Yeah, everything is a set. And we've even been back to Hadrian's library, but I'm confident it's probably also 20 euros. It's absurd and ridiculous. I don't know if there's a combo ticket that's separate, something you can get Athens combo or something like that.
Picture is super grainy suddenly. Maybe the internet on top of the Acropolis.
Well, there's Wi-Fi. Turn your Wi-Fi on.
Let me try to get to the Wi-Fi, people.
Yeah, there's so the Acropolis has Wi-Fi.
There may be a brief interruption in service.
There may be a brief interruption in service. Yeah, there's no Wi-Fi.
Okay, we're live again.
Yeah. Well,
Hopefully that worked to reestablish a good confirmed connection to Compote.
yeah, compote. Compote. Unfortunately, I don't know why, we're completely in the open here. There should be nothing baffling reception. If anything, we should have the best reception ever.
That's good.
Okay. Oh, but isn't that the hill? Isn't that the hill? That's Philopappos Hill.
Philopappos Hill.
So if you all see that hill over there, let me tell you a fun little travel story, everyone. And while Ryan is telling the story, or while I'm telling the story, Ryan will continue showing you slow sweeps of the theater. So we intended to climb that hill so that we could get the level view of the Acropolis. And we were walking along one of those trails that you can kind of actually see through the trees. And Ryan, who is paranoid, noticed there was someone stalking us. He was pacing us. And I was too busy listening to an audio tour of the site to notice. So the man eventually crossed in front of us, went up the hill, and then came back down the hill at us, walked past Ryan, and grabbed my arm, flipped open the teeny tiniest little blade you've ever seen in your life, and said in the most polite mugger tones you can imagine, "Give me your money, please." Well, I was wearing a brand new dress that day, brand new, beautiful, vintage style 20s silk chiffon dress. And in that moment, time slowed down, everything time telescoped. And I had this thought. The thought was, if he uses that knife, he could cut my dress. My dress will not heal. My skin will. So I don't want this dress to be injured. It's brand new. It's never been worn before today. And so I ripped my arm from his hand and I ran because I can run like a gazelle. Ryan, of course, not expecting any of that to occur, looked at me, looked at the mugger, looked at me, looked at the mugger, and just laughed and ran off after me. Apparently, this man was not expecting any of what had just transpired. He did not give chase. So, yeah, do expect to get mugged if you are in Athens. It is a likely occurrence, more likely than other places that I've been.
Philopappos Hill specifically.
Philopappos Hill especially. And then the interaction with the police afterwards was just garbage.
Okay, so you know how we know they had Wi-Fi in ancient Greece? We didn't find any wires.
Oh my gosh. Wow, did someone, oh my goodness. Okay. I know you did. I know. Well, I should, we've paid 60 years to be on this hill. I should actually document this in a more enduring way. Yeah, so if you can imagine the sorts of performances that, well, not exactly on that stage because they've built a wooden stage on top of the actual stage, which is interesting.
Probably to protect it from all the
from the
stuff.
From the sonic shock.
It would be pretty cool to come here for a thing.
Yeah, for those who are just joining, in Ephesus they've reconstructed the amphitheater there, which is the amphitheater there makes this one look tiny. And then Metallica held a concert there in, I think, 2009. And the sonic shock actually caused the amphitheater to crack. So they don't hold concerts there anymore.
I got 2 lulls and I don't come back. And a question if that was a dad joke.
That was a dad joke. It is a dad joke. Yes. So true. Oh goodness, we've somehow gotten sandwiched in with this tour. Maybe we want to...
Wait a minute.
Yeah, maybe go see what's over here. Yeah. Oh, that's fun. Look, everyone. They've put this rope up and put the explanatory signs in the middle of the roped off section. Perfect. Perfect. I'm not certain it gets more Greek than that, honestly. Well, let's go around here. Ooh, that'll be a good view. Oh, that is the access. Where are they going? Okay, this way. Or maybe this is now just the exit. I don't know. We'll find out. Let's go over here. Let me see what the sign says. Yeah, this is where we came in last time.
I think this is the exit.
Right. Okay, well, that's okay. Let's get a look from up, handsome.
It is nice.
It is also one of the iconic views, as it were.
Metallica.
Yeah, if you hope to... Metallica, yeah. God, if
They're the ones that cracked the
Yes,
stadium.
Metallica was the ones that cracked the stadium. That was a Metallica thing. They did. Yep. God knows, it was probably Enter Sandman or something like that.
It's a choke point, so we're going to. Oh, here, we can take a quick peek at the map.
Yeah. So here is a sign, the Acropolis Hill. So as I've already told you, this fortified hill has been inhabited since the Neolithic era. Apparently the archaeology tells us anyway that in the 13th century BC, a palace was built, a Mycenaean palace was built and became the seat of the local ruler. But there's this gap of information when it went from being the seat of the ruler of Athens or the local area to what it is now. I can't find any information to that extent, right? It's like in the 13th century this happened, and then poof, in the 6th century something else happened. Well, there's 700 years. What happened in between?
The master of puppets.
Who was the master of puppets?
Metallica, master of puppets.
Oh, is the one that cracked the cracked.
Josh asked, do we travel a lot?
We do. Josh, I have a whole travel channel, Travels with the Creative Contessa, if you want to check that out. I spend most of my life in an airplane or going places. Yeah.
Or just walking.
Or just walking. But yes, I travel quite a bit. I have traveled my whole life. My earliest memories are of being on an airplane, being sick on an airplane from motion sickness, but still on an airplane. Yeah, some of my, yeah.
Just subbed. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Josh. Yep.
And Jason Jacob says hi.
Hello, Jason and Jacob, or
Jason Jacob.
Jason Jacob, welcome.
Jason, maybe? Jason.
Welcome to the Acropolis.
J-A-I-S-O-N.
Look at, check out this view of Athens. Actually, that's pretty iconic. Looking through the windows.
She should be. Are you a history teacher?
I should be.
From Minnesota's finest. They've been commenting a bit. We haven't said hi to them yet.
Oh, Minnesota, welcome. I am not a history teacher, at least not officially. I guess I teach history in this less formal manner. Yeah.
Jacob said hi. And yeah, Susan, we are definitely heading up into the Parthenon now.
We are heading up, ever more up, higher and higher, to the Parthenon.
Bird's eye view of the city.
Yep. Yeah, Athens is one of these megalopolises now. Oh wow, you can really see the museum too. So let's see if we can show them that. Yeah.
Fall down the cliffside on the other side.
Yeah. So over there, that giant.
That is right there.
That giant megalithic looking modern structure, not megalithic because there's no lith about it, but monumental structure.
Yes.
That is the Acropolis Museum that they built in, I think, about 2012. It is an impressive structure. It's also a €20 per person entry fee. Yeah, fantastic.
J-E-K-A, Jekka?
J-E-K, Jekka?
J-E-K, Jekka says hi, and how are you?
Hello, Jekka. We are having a beautiful day here in Athens. We are on day 10 of our 14-day, or day 9 maybe, of our 14-day voyage. And we're very sad because we're coming towards the end. But in the meanwhile, we're here in Athens.
Which is answering Tally's question. Say hi to Tally.
Hi, Tally. Welcome.
We are in Athens, about to go into the Parthenon.
We are. We're about to go into the Parthenon, into the Acropolis.
You gotta quit hitting my cheese.
Sorry. Did you say your cheese?
Yeah.
Am I hitting your cheese?
You're hitting my cheese.
Oh, so as part of our we're not paying to get into the temple to Olympian Zeus action, we took a walk in the park, which is right next to the temple, and there was a local products fair, and we purchased a whole lot of cheese from local farms. Yeah, we have, I think we have probably 7 kilograms of cheese, all sheep's and goat's milk cheese, of course. It's what I do when I go to Europe. I buy cheese.
Where are we again?
We're
New person?
for those just joining, we are at the Acropolis in Athens. You are about to see one of the most iconic views in the world, I would say.
They love cheese.
Cheese is life. Cheese is the way.
Local markets in new countries are the best.
They are.
Goat cheese is amazing. Yeah, we're getting 5 million cheese comments now.
Yeah, the goat cheese is amazing. You are so right. Okay, well, clearly, all these people are ruining my shot.
Multiple cheeses to rule them all.
That's right. one cheese to bind them. And actually, that unfortunately might be literally the truth.
Feel weird walking on ancient stone to get up to the marble steps.
Yeah, walk up the marble steps. Wow. It's always breathtaking. Literally, I guess, in the case of my cameraman. He does not breathe well. I feel like for him it's not an autonomic reflex.
So take out one of the smelly cheeses and make them all go away.
Oh, actually, we weren't allowed to bring the giant wheel with us. They put it in the fridge for us at the gate guard. Maybe we're not the first people to show up with freshly purchased cheese. Wow. Okay. Up we go. Of course, look up. This is one of the best views, honestly. You can imagine approaching this. Oh no, you're fine.
Did you go to cathedrals recently?
No, because the Hagia Sophia was turned back into a mosque.
So we did kind of look at them from the outside.
Yeah, no, we've been no place where there are cathedrals. And thus far, all of the churches we've passed that were open were modern 19th century, boring 19th century churches. So hopefully on our day in Barcelona, we will at least get to Santa Maria del Mar and the cathedral.
Of our favorite friends. Hey, ready to keep going?
Yep. Up we go, everyone. Now, the most...
Astral says, I just got here. Where are you?
We are climbing up into the Acropolis, approaching the Parthenon. Oh, I see. These wooden steps weren't here the last time we were here. You were still climbing up the marble steps before. I wonder how many tourists they lost before they built these. So you can see marble doors. The impressive thing about this structure to me is how long it lasted before it was accidentally blown up in the 19th century. Okay, should we pause and give them a look up at the coffered ceilings that are actually still extant? Right, so for the most part, you don't often see these structures with any kind of roofing left. They have reconstructed these. Do not fool yourself. It did not survive that way. They've rebuilt that part, but still.
No, it was blowing up in the 19th century when the
Turks stored
ammunition there.
Gunpowder,
and who, the Venetians or the Greek or somebody hit it during a war.
Yeah, it got accidentally hit during the Greek War for Independence and exploded. It was a complete accident of history that blew up the temple to Athena.
David Neerland says, hello.
Hello, David. So, so everyone looks at this sign like, oh, it's so pure and so white. And that's also what the medieval European, that's what the Florentines thought, the medieval Florentines and Italians when they came here, creators.
To show pure and white.
Oh, whatever. So, they thought that all of this was, the purity, the simplicity, the clean lines, the focus on the simple colors. And what they didn't realize is that this all used to be painted in the most fantastically garish array of colors. So I need you to imagine that. Do not imagine it being kind of cream colored, I guess, 'cause it's not really white. Cream colored or white. It was not.
No.
Absolutely not. Not even a little bit.
And like Susan says, and then Lord Elgin came.
Yeah, Lord Elgin. The Elgin marbles.
Joe Reed says hello.
Hello, Joe. Welcome. Welcome to the Parthenon. Welcome to the Acropolis. The Propylaea. Right. Right. So this is the Propylaea that we just walked through. What? Sorry.
In
Question.
response to your multicolor, yes, it was multicolor.
Yes, multicolored, like seriously. And actually at Delos yesterday, we would have taken you with us if they hadn't been assholes. At Delos yesterday, they actually had some statues from the site that still had their polychrome intact. So we could really get an idea of just how colorful this place was firsthand, not reconstructed. And then you imagine, well, that's after 2,000, 2,500 years of being exposed to the elements, and those colors were still that bright.
Anna Paola Fennell says they're an Italian student of art for 30 studied history of art for 30 years.
Yeah, I've been studying the history of art for 25, I guess, at this point. Yeah, it's a
the sun is very bright.
Yeah, the sun is very bright. So this here, for those who are wondering, this entrance, this is the Propylaea. This is the entrance, and it was built in the 5th century. But of course, the Peloponnesian War, as it impacted so much, caused a pause in construction. They eventually got around to it again, though. In the 6th century AD, the south wing, which I think is that wing over there, was turned into a Christian basilica, right? And at various times, in the Franks and the Florentines who came here, they turned this into a palace. I can absolutely see why you would look at this and imagine it as a palace, but you need to imagine that more of it was intact. A lot more. In fact, here, you can actually see a reconstruction of what it looked like as a palace, and very medieval looking with the crenellations.
Pluripica.
Yeah, see, check out. This was where we just came in through, and then this is all the crenellations and fortifications that they built up around it, towers and everything. But I just love how in between all this very medieval architecture is the gorgeous portico of the Propylaea. Okay.
How warm is it?
It is perfect weather here. For those in the Fahrenheit category, it's about 75. For those of you who keep metric and centigrade, it's about 25. It's really fantastic. October is the best time, hands down, to come to Greece. No question in my mind. I mean, I guess if you like swimming, then probably you'll want to be here when it's hotter. But I don't want to expose my skin to the sun, so there.
And again, we're at the Acropolis.
We are, for those just joining, welcome to the Acropolis in Athens. In fact, if you turn around, you'll see the iconic view right there. Well, not you. You all just keep watching. My cameraman, if he turns around, you can see it. Yeah.
All I see is the wall opposite my computer.
Oh, no, it wasn't the 19th century. It was the 17th century. I thought it was the 19th century. No, it was the 17th. Yeah. Right. Okay. No, it wasn't. So I thought it was the War for Independence. I was mistaken. So in 1640, the Ottomans had been using this as a gunpowder storehouse. And the history books are apparently, at least according to the sources here at the Acropolis, unclear whether it was a cannonball that accidentally struck it or lightning. But either way, it was an accident, and that's what blew it up. But can you imagine this damn thing survived 2,000 years practically to get accidentally blown up? Jesus. But the Europeans learned it about that time to stop storing gunpowder in the cities.
Or in important places.
looking at you, Delft. So they have been slowly, and I do mean so slowly, reconstructing pieces of the Parthenon. So now you can see the walls that they've put up on the inside, because of course everyone imagines incorrectly that Greek temples were just columns, open columns, and beautiful airy spaces. They were not. They just like Catholic churches and Greek Orthodox churches, they had sanctuaries that were completely enclosed and that were full of incense, bells, and mysteries, right?
Definitely not Turkey, in Greece.
We're in Greece, definitely not Turkey. Oh, I think someone's crossed the rope. Yes, someone has crossed the rope. Right, so if you look, you can see the walls that they're slowly piecing back together from a combination of extant stones, from stones they've glued back together, from new stones that they've carved.
Enjoy says hi.
Enjoy?
Enjoy.
Enjoy. Well, hello and welcome. Let me see.
Yeah, probably eventually. Susan asked if they'll put a statue back in. We
Yeah.
don't know their plans, but it would be smart if they did.
I am not certain of their plans, but honestly, the work has been proceeding so slowly that I don't think we're going to see that in our lifetime.
Yes. So,
Welcome to the Acropolis for those just joining. I mean, honestly, why can't some of these asshole robber barons that we have these days do what robber barons of old did, donate a whole bunch of money and just make this happen in a year? Seriously.
yeah, I'd be down for closing for a year for amazing
Transformation? Yeah. I mean, so Greece. The Greek government is not exactly known for its efficiency. It wouldn't surprise me if that were part of the issue, but honestly, money is probably a big part of the issue.
Unlike the American government.
All right. Shh. Okay, so here you can see the new...
Snowflake says, thank you for taking us along with you. This is absolutely amazing.
Thank you for coming along on our journey. So one can actually see the pieces in the columns that are new, the bright white ones, versus the ones that have yellowed with age. But hypothetically, you know, it all was white when it started. But remember, again, this was not white. It was not white. It was beautiful, brightly colored. Ancient Roman cities would have been the same way. They would have, especially in the fora and the public spaces, all the temples, all of the public buildings, all the statues themselves were brightly painted. And many ancient statues from Greece and Rome and from the Bronze Age as well, their eyes actually had precious stones in them, which is why the statues now are missing their eyes. Because the precious gems got taken and the husk of the sculpture got left behind. Okay? Might be easy to see them in the shade.
Why doesn't the EU fund it? Because
Look, I'm confident that they're getting UNESCO money, they're getting EU money.
Susan says the Parthenon is stunning.
You have to understand that when this was built, it was built using a lot of slave labor. Make no mistake, unlike the pyramids, right? There was a lot of concentration of wealth at the top when this was built.
Just in the way.
There was a massive concentration of wealth at the top when this was built. But back then, the wealthy people used their money to build these sorts of monuments. Of course, their names would be carved on them. So it was a ticket to immortality. And we know it worked because we're still talking about those rich fat cats. Aha.
Amanda Ashworth says, you are so lucky. Do you normally go around historical sites like this, or are you on holiday?
I do. I spend most of the year traveling around to historical sites like this. And again, I'll say it again for those just joining, I have a whole travel channel, Travels with the Creative Contessa. Sometimes there's an intersection, often there's an intersection between travel and history for us specifically, because we travel specifically to learn about the culture and history of the places where we go. Not everyone does. We do. Once again, if you would please give them a sweep, handsome, of the Acropolis. We are at the Acropolis in Athens, or not the Acropolis, of the Parthenon. We are standing right next to one of the most famous pieces of architecture in the world, most recognizable by sight, the Parthenon. So we are in Athens, we're in Greece.
Oh my God, is that here?
Yes,
crazy.
yes. Okay. Yes. And then we'll to the Erechtheion. So not much evidence has survived about, not much evidence. Oh, did she find one? Not much. Oh, was she? Okay. Not much evidence has survived about these sort of mystery rites that happen in these spaces. And what I mean is, we don't know about the specific rituals. And that's why they're referred to as mystery cults often. Oh, so the Elgin marbles. Let's talk about the Elgin marbles, shall we? So,
Smoke ganja. What's that have to do with what we're doing?
no, sorry, I don't smoke anything at all. I can't even tolerate campfire smoke. It makes me ill. So medieval living history events can sometimes be really bad for me, actually. Just regular old campfire smoke trashes my lungs. Okay.
Is this an ancient parliament or something?
So this is the Parthenon. This was a temple to Athena Parthenon. Parthenos.
Theos?
Yeah. Anyway, to Artemis, right? Or to yes, to Athena, not Artemis. Sorry, to Athena, right? And inside would have been a massive gold-covered or entirely gold statue of Athena. So this was used for the worship of Athena, but it was city worship, right? This was the temple that was supposed to protect the city of Athens. Of course, the patron deity of Athens is Athena. So this was a place for state rituals, but state ritual combined with religious ritual especially in the first millennium BC. They weren't separable. Before that, there was a Bronze Age palace on this site. And that was definitely the seat of a ruler. But of course, there have been temples up here, most likely since humans started deciding they needed to worship some supreme deity or spirit. It's the kind of site you have. Also, there are springs here. There are springs up here, freshwater springs, which makes this very defensible.
They lost them, and that's why the Turks lost a war, because they ran out of water up here. Because they didn't know where the springs
They did. They lost the springs.
They lost the springs.
They lost the springs. Well, the ancient Greeks knew where the springs were, which is pretty funny. They lost the springs.
Trinium says, I live near the Roman Baths, UK. Old name was Aquae Solis. We've been there.
Yes, I've been to Bath.
And I always loved history. Awesome. RK says, I'm a smoker. She would absolutely hate me.
No. I don't hate smokers. I have family members who are smokers. I don't hate them. I just can't breathe it. It's me. I can't breathe it. It makes me sick.
David asked, what happened to the inside of it?
Ah, yes. So if you could please point your camera into the inside to show them reconstructing the thing that exploded. In 1640, the Turks, the Ottomans, were using this fantastic space to store gunpowder. And it's kind of, apparently the sources are unclear, either lightning or a cannonball struck it and it blew the frack up. So it lasted, because before that it had served variously as a palace, it had been used as a church, it had been in continuous use basically since the 6th century. And the final use, unfortunately, was as a powder storehouse. And like a giant powder keg, when the spark hit it, it blew up. So unfortunately, that also means the powder was not wet, I guess. It was pretty dry. So it was good. It was a good powder storehouse, sadly.
Dr. Snowflake Nightmare PhD MD says, I love your skirt, by the way. Since I turned 51, I've embraced long flowy skirts and love them.
I've been a long flowy skirt person literally my whole life. I've always wanted to dress like a princess, so welcome to the skirt club.
Is that just a bathroom? I don't remember.
That's a museum.
Do we want to try and go in?
Sure. You can see what happens.
Let's see what's in the museum.
But oh, know what? I don't think, no. I think that was the Acropolis Museum. I don't think it's open anymore, Handsome.
It looks like it's closed.
No, it's very closed.
Considering there's a lot of
I think,
stuff didn't notice.
I think they've just moved everything to the Acropolis Museum. By the way, in the Acropolis Museum, there is a space for the Elgin marbles. They're waiting for them. Right now they have reproductions. But yeah, so the so-called Elgin marbles, because Lord Elgin bought them / stole them, depending on how you look at it, they used to be there. So you see where those holes are on the bottom level of the plinth going around the columns, right? All those holes, yeah. Those were there to affix the friezes that Lord Elgin purchased / stole on with the authority of the local Ottoman administration, depending on how you look at history.
Some statues are still up there.
Yeah, well, I guess it's hard to remove everything. Well, they're not still up there; they're back up there. So that's the idea. Greece, of course, is hoping that someday the British Museum will return the Elgin marbles. Well, I'm not going to wander down that path today, shall we not?
Okay. I'm a Haitian Puerto Rican dude who, before ever learning of my own history, I loved ancient Greek. And son who grew up in Astoria, told by many fellow Greeks to visit here. Why are there no trees? There's no place for them to actually grow up.
I mean, there's like one, two. There's a tree.
Okay, place says you look and sound uncannily like Julianne Moore.
I'll take it.
Scott Rock says, Peter, I can see my house from here.
Nice.
So then she does. Did this ever have a roof?
Yes, it did. It had, in fact, you can see over there. Let's go a little closer. Well, I guess, yeah, we'll go closer. I think you can see it better from the other side, from here. You can see the eave, the gable. You can see the gable through there, the triangle. That's the gable of the roof as was. Yes, no, not only did it have a roof, but it was entirely a completely enclosed sanctuary. You can see the wall over there, just like a modern church. Imagine a modern church. That's a rectangle with an angled gabled roof, right? An eaved roof.
And that's
what it was.
Leonard Ellis, say hi.
Leonard, welcome.
Isaiah Alexis says, I love Kalamata olives.
They are delicious. Kalamata olives are the best, and they're so good with cheese, which we have like 20 kilograms of with us now, having bought cheese at the local cheese fair. Yeah, so this used to be in a completely enclosed structure. It would have been lit entirely by lamplight. It would have been smoky because of all the incense and the lamps. There would have been tinkly music, bells playing at regular intervals. It would have been a very mystical experience. In fact, Catholic Mass, modern Catholic Mass, and actually Greek Orthodox Mass to this day retains many of those elements. Many of the mystery cult elements have just kind of got wholesale adopted into the version of Christianity that became the mainstream version.
Eric Potter got to live here from 80 to 83. I were only 8, but was amazed back then. Where in Mississippi are you from?
Yeah, Mississippi is a
Dr.
biggish state. Okay. Yeah, we just bought a house there. We did. We did indeed. Let's go this way. Okay. We're now going to make our way across a very craggy, uneven. So this is what the entire site of the Parthenon, the Acropolis, used to look like. There didn't used to be any flat paved anything. You just sort of had to wend your way across. In the Acropolis Museum, you can actually see a reconstruction, complete reconstruction of the site across various eras. Of course, they have less of a solid idea about how it actually looked before Pericles started his program of building. But, you know, they have some conjectural ideas. You know, it's the usual question of which layer do you restore? Which layer of history, of historical architecture do you restore? Which layer of fresco do you restore?
Are they using only original stuff?
No. No. Some of them were literally pulverized by the gunpowder. So they were made powder by the powder. No, and you can see from here, not so much actually. Interesting. We'll go back by and we'll show you the white stones. The white stones. The white stones. The white stones. Anytime you hear here and you see white stone, white marble, that's the new marble that they have carved to replace. Because, and not just that it was pulverized, in a lot of cases it was taken. The rocks, the chunks were taken and removed to museums, private collections. There are probably a whole bunch of rich fat cats the world over who have a giant piece of the Parthenon in their private secret museum, right? Going to guarantee you that some of the Parthenon is in the Arab Emirates.
Yes, we're in Greece.
We are in Greece at the Parthenon, the Acropolis, generally, the Parthenon specifically. And yeah, you can really get an idea for just how much Athens sprawls, how much Athens sprawls the hell all over the place.
Where are we from?
I am originally from the United States, but I haven't lived there much in the last 25 years. I'm more of a citizen of the world at this point. And from up here, you can definitely see some of the ancient sites also. that also used to be included in the ticket and aren't anymore.
Zoom in on that.
Oh, right. Can you see that? It gives you a better idea. That temple over there, I forget, that to Hermes? I forget which temple that is. But that temple over there gives you a much better idea of how the Parthenon looked before it was blown up accidentally. That gives you a much better idea. That's the Agora down there.
Afford all this travel. Smart budgeting.
Yeah, so we don't have a car. We use public transit. We play the credit card points game a lot.
Retired military.
Yeah, I mean, we play the credit card game a lot. We're middle income people, but we choose to spend our money on this instead of on other things. Right? We live very frugally otherwise. We don't eat out a lot. I don't buy lots of clothes like ever. I buy like a dress a year. Yeah, we budget. We budget. We choose where to spend our money. I do a lot of cooking, so I don't need to eat out. And we spend a lot of time living in Korea where the cost of living is much lower, so it saves us money for doing things like this. But in terms of the travel itself, we play the credit card points game hard. So I use points to fly pretty much everywhere. I almost never buy plane tickets from using cash. It's all points.
We bought a house in Hattiesburg.
We bought a house in Hattiesburg. We refer to it as our storage house.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go this way. Yep. Oh, Jesus. That idiot woman was sitting up on the ledge that, drops sheerly off for a photo op. Good God. Tourists can be...
Yeah, why we have certain fun.
Yeah. So for those who haven't traveled much, when you start traveling, I want you to look for all the warning signs you see in places. Look for the most outlandish ones. And I will tell you that there's probably a death behind every outlandish sign you see. Every warning sign has some kind of major injury, most likely a terminal one, preceding it.
Ika says they like the hat, so
Ika, thank you. This hat is good for sun and rain.
Zero Interface says they were in Athens in June. Loved whizzing around on the lime scooters. Saved a lot of foot pain.
Yeah, you mean the share scooters? Yeah. Yeah, so for those who maybe come from smaller towns that don't have this, all over the world they now have these fantastic shared scooters, electric scooters, and you use an app to pay for them, and you just take them from one place to another, and you can cut off a lot of time, and often you'll get there faster than by taxi.
Daniel Cusino says YOLO.
Yeah, that's right. YOLO, my friend.
Much love from New York.
Joost. Bist du ja da? Ist schön. Ach, Joost, ich habe dich so vermisst. Also ich sehe dich kaum heutzutage in den Kommentaren. Ja. We are in Athens on the Acropolis. That, my friends, is the Parthenon. And I'll tell you, she is photogenic from every angle. I wish I were as photogenic as that building is.
Dr. Snowflake Sauter just got back from Italy, 25 days, or no, they're 25, 10 days a day. Everyone, people ask me what my favorite country is to visit, and that's a hard question to answer, really. It is impossible because every country has its glories and its less so glorious aspects, and they have different strengths. So it depends on what kind of trip I want to have, Oh, Joost, weißt du mal, wir sind ja in Deutschland, wir kommen nach Deutschland nächste Woche. Sind wir da, also im Raum Frankfurt. Vielleicht sollten wir uns treffen, wenn es möglich ist. They want to see your cameraman.
Oh yeah, I do have a handsome cameraman. I make him dress nicely.
Turn the camera around. Of course, now I can't see the comments. Okay. Switch that back. Okay. They couldn't see my belly. Here you go. 5 countries, if you can only see some.
Top 5 countries. Well, okay. Traveling, Korea would be one of them, even though we live there. I would recommend that as a travel country. Italy definitely it's just a must for so many reasons.
Dang, dude, looking mighty dapper, cameraman.
Let's see, other three. Even then, I have to think about it. It's really hard. I don't like playing favorites. I don't like playing favorites. You know, Thailand has a certain something about it, but you know, it also has some very disturbing parts.
Looking great here, cameraman. Thank you.
Thank
you, everybody.
I would even have to think about my top 5 countries. Honestly, I don't like a parent, like a mother with her children. I don't like playing favorites, especially because I have good friends in all the countries that I've traveled to, and I don't want to hurt their feelings.
Evidently, there's a observatory near us. You can book at what nighttime you want. So, and they have a copy of the Anticipator machine.
Oh, we love there's a really neat collection of reproduced machines by Heron in Mytilene. Yeah, that's a pretty cool museum. Little tiny place, absolutely worth a visit.
Caryatids are...
Yeah, we're about to go over to the Oh, can you see them? Can you see the Caryatids?
Those are in the Acropolis Museum, I believe. They took them down because...
Yes, these are reproductions.
These are reproductions?
These are reproductions, yeah.
And the real ones are in the Acropolis Museum,
the
not in the British Museum.
No, yeah. Okay.
I don't know if the British Museum has one.
They might have one. It wouldn't actually. I'd be shocked if they didn't. Honestly, it's the British Museum. They're very acquisitive.
Armchair traveler here. Thank you for showing me.
So yeah, those Caryatids are replicas. The originals that hadn't been taken are in the Acropolis Museum for very good reason. Obviously, there's a lot of weathering and rain. Acid rain used to be a problem. I don't know if it's still a problem now. Yeah, so this is the Erechtheion, which is named after the mythical king of Athens, Erechtheios.
Erechtheion?
Yeah, Erechtheios. Yeah, this is the Erechtheion. And of course, that is one of the most famous views, you know, anywhere, any part of the world. Those Caryatids are pretty iconic, I would say.
Yes. Where we put it. Is the whole temple a replica?
No. No. Not the whole temple. Just the Caryatids.
Although some of it is new marble.
Yeah, you can see the lighter pieces that have already started to yellow. Those are the newer pieces that were cut to fit in the cracks, basically. Right. So this was dedicated to Athena, and apparently it used to house the ancient wooden cult statue of the goddess.
Yeah, the sun is bright as
The
hell.
sun, yeah, well, yeah. So the sun is even brighter in the summer. So that's why I always tell people, come here in October or November. October is better than November. November, you're likely to get rain. It's kind of the rainy season here.
DH Vet says they're a studio arts major and Greek art history was their history focus. Oh, there you go. Did all of the Caryatids are actually in the British Museum. I thought they were in the Acropolis, though. Maybe they got returned.
Or maybe they have replicas in the Acropolis Museum, too.
Jeff Kendall says, nice. Can we go around this way? Nope.
No, we cannot. They do not let you go in this way. But we might be able to go over there and see what's happening over around the corner with the reconstruction work.
Sorry.
We're going to endeavor to go around people taking pictures.
Yeah, looks like they're...
Yeah, major reconstruction work over there.
Is this AI?
This is not AI. This is real life.
Wow, did you jump over the fence and walk in there?
Definitely
Well,
not.
somebody
Definitely.
yells, blows a whistle and...
Yeah, we actually saw that happen. Literally at the beginning of our tour of the walk around the Parthenon, someone jumped the rope and immediately there was an employee chasing them down and chasing them off. So we know what happens. We saw it happen. Oh, kitty.
Love from India.
Meow, meow. It's an Acropolis kitty. It's an Erechtheion kitty. Meow, meow. Ooh, you are a big baby. Meow, meow. No, these ones are not as needy as the...
Amazing archaeology in here, and we're filming the cat.
Yeah, I know. Welcome to my life. Oh, there's a cat? Forget that ancient...
Julianne Moore.
Forget that ancient museum or piece of beautifully carved marble.
Actually, they can see that there is a guard right here.
Yeah, there is a guard. Actually, I will say that they're very good about keeping the guards inconspicuous so that people don't feel like they're being stalked in a creepy fashion.
I mean, Nike is the goddess of victory.
Yeah, well, there's different...
And the goddess of moral justice. Oh, God, I was just reading the statue.
Was someone asking about Nike?
No, there's mythology.
Oh, Tyche. Tyche. That Tyche?
Voice recognition.
Tyche. Yeah, Tyche. Ah, you do. The ground is pretty scary here. So this is one of the ways you can see the different architectural layers, historical layers of the site. The Greeks nearly always built in massive stone, but over there you can see actually brick and mortar layers that were laid possibly during the various phases of Roman occupation here. It's a very typical Roman style of building things.
No, it's a parasol.
This is a parasol. What do they think it is?
Bird poo defender.
I mean, it works. I won't say that it's... I mean, it would function as a deflector of bird feces, but no, it's a parasol. Its primary job is to deflect the sun. We need here. And it's actually, this is canvas, painted canvas, so it works in the rain as well. So it works both. Ooh, yeah, painted canvas from Chiang Mai in Thailand. We actually bought it from the parasol factory directly. So, right. So I don't know if they can see the beautiful detailed work, the top frieze, the lintel frieze.
Sudden Rummel, what's your point? You're dumb. We do this because we want to. So, and guess what? You're gonna be banned. Bye-bye. Moron.
Yeah, there's some really unhappy people out there who seek to make other people miserable, but that won't work with us. Sorry. Yeah.
What are they gonna do? Steal the friggin' palace? No, but people have been known to carve their names on things.
Oh yeah. People. Yeah. Unfortunately, there is a literally multi-thousand-year history of tourists carving their name into historic sites, starting with Greek tourists in Egypt and Roman soldiers in Egypt. And yeah, no, it's really not.
Not even the same as listening to you, really. You're the second best.
Well, this is. I will say that the ancient architecture is not normally my biggest forte. I've studied it. Medieval art and architecture is definitely something I could lecture on in my sleep without having to read up on it.
Honestly, you just get educated.
Oh, yeah. So you were asking, right. So we were asking about original stones versus replacements or replicas. So in this column, you can see very clearly, I think, anyway, the difference between the alabaster white marble and the older marble that is, older. The marble that has been more recently quarried versus the marble that has been less recently quarried, but pretty much they're all the same age. It's just a question of which one has been exposed to the elements for longer.
Sorry, I was reading, so I drifted away from what I was trying to show you. D.H. Vet has an interesting thing. So one of the famous artists, Phidias, helped design and create these buildings, but ironically, he was also tried for stealing from the government building these buildings.
Yeah. God bless artists and their creativity applied in incorrect ways. Ooh, there's a hole there. There's the.
I guess I can try and get them.
Yeah, it's a good angle from here.
And he talked about the painting.
Yeah, you really do have to imagine this site being brightly colored and not like this. Which is why it's funny because, you know, the neoclassical movement was founded with people's misunderstanding of these monuments when they started encountering them on their grand tour. And even in the Renaissance, the neoclassical movement then, the Renaissance neoclassical movement versus the neoclassical movement was founded under a complete misunderstanding of how these buildings were actually finished. So they, you know, when they started recreating the look of ancient Rome or ancient Greece,
Here, face me.
they did so with this idea of purity, the simplicity, the clean lines, not understanding at all that just like their medieval ancestors, their ancient ancestors loved color.
Do they know what colors?
Yes, because we actually have, occasionally you find some chunks of stone where the polychrome has survived. Statues too. We're talking reds and yellows and greens and blues. Blue, by the way, was usually achieved by grinding up lapis lazuli. Yeah, which by the way comes from Afghanistan and came from Afghanistan even then. So yeah, they do know. And they know exactly what pigments were used in different parts of the world because they can analyze it. Even if it's just, even to the naked eye, it might be invisible. You know, usually there's at least some particles still left that they can scrape and then analyze through chromatography or other methods as well. Chromatography is probably the least destructive.
Jeff Kendall asked, alabaster?
Oh, this? No, this was, what kind of marble was this? Palectheon?
Palatinos?
Pelectin? Pelectin?
We looked it up to
Damn
be
it,
sure
we
we could get it.
we looked it up. No, but it's a kind of marble. It's a kind of marble.
Was it gaudy, do you think?
Yes, so to our eyes, I've seen reconstructions of ancient Roman and ancient Greek
I think
cities.
you can still go to the online one where they have a walkthrough of it all painted.
Yeah, it would have, to our eye, it would have seemed garish, no doubt. But honestly, a medieval church would have seemed garish too. Most churches in Europe have been whitewashed because of the freaking Protestants ruining them. But in the Middle Ages, they would have been entirely covered in brightly colored frescoes depicting a wide array of biblical scenes and also heraldry. So yeah, I think to the modern eye, it would have absolutely seemed garish. I would have loved it personally. I like colors.
Dave Turner says hi.
Hello, Dave. Welcome.
Josh says, my vacation motto, or Yost, don't focus on what's imperfect, just enjoy everything the world has to offer.
Exactly.
It's now 4:20.
Exactly. Oh, is it?
Yep.
Okay. Well then. Yeah. I love how they just have these like troll tourist trap. Okay, well, we're going to make our way now. Yep. Don't forget to like and subscribe, everyone. And I would like to thank my patrons and my channel members also for all of their support. And of course, those super chatters who very generously contribute to helping me.
Here's a great comment. You obviously know what you're talking about. Are you an archaeologist or a professor?
I am technically neither of those things. I am an impassioned and eternal student of history, both material culture and all of it. Material culture, art and architecture, it's all fascinating to me. I will say the thing that never interested me about academia beyond a bachelor level of degree study at the university is the gauntlet that you have to run in order to achieve your PhD. It's not a very nurturing environment. It's very negative and it's a lot of backstabbing. It's just not my preferred way of existing. How's this for a beautiful view, huh?
It's about
Yeah. So here we actually have some still in its original shrink wrap. Right. So here you can see the coffered ceiling. look at, I mean, so this really gives you an idea of the kinds of ceilings that they had in these spaces. And you can see replicas of this, especially in lots of buildings in Washington, D.C. Back in the early 20th century, they built a lot of the museums in Washington, D.C. were built following exactly these models. They're gorgeous. The National Gallery, for instance, is almost practically this building.
Thank you, Dr. Snowflake.
Thank you, Dr. Snowflake. Why am I thanking him?
Her, I believe.
Her. Why am I thanking them?
I don't know if I would want to travel if I didn't have the history knowledge that you do. I think you make this more interesting.
Well, thank you.
But I don't know if you can see, but this one must be new because it's in its original shrink wrap.
Oh, yeah, look.
See?
You're right. They haven't
no.
they haven't taken off the packaging yet.
Am I allowed back in the country yet? Is that an elevator? That's an elevator.
I guess they must have, that's kind of a scary thought, but yeah, I mean, that's nice to make it,
I'm not going to go
you're
lift.
not going to go lift, but apparently, that's a travel tip. The Acropolis is now accessible. So yeah, the Acropolis is now accessible, which is nice. It didn't used to be, God knows. Oh God, I can't even imagine. But that would explain why they've paved all this over. Because, yeah, it wasn't always this way. Not at all. That sun is so very bright.
Another view. This is a great view.
Yeah, that's pretty iconic. I should remember to get a picture. Right, well, let's go down. Down the Witch's Road, yeah. For those who get that reference.
What's funny is we can almost see our boat from here. Our ship.
Oh, crap, you're right. No.
Is it over there?
That's over there. Yeah. Yeah, we can actually, I don't know if they can see the ships in the distance. The water.
You can see the light glinting off the
right,
water.
so that light glinting off the water, that's where our ship Queen Victoria is moored. So that's where we're headed. Right. So let us go once more through the Propylaea. And for those who are just for those just joining, for those who are just joining, the Propylaea here in the Middle Ages, the Crusaders, because for a while the Venetians controlled this and the Franks controlled this, and they actually turned this into a castle, basically into a palace, and put up all sorts of medieval fortifications. Those were apparently demolished in the 19th century, which is interesting. Thank you. Oh, it's Koreans. Thank you. Yeah,
안녕하세요. 반가워요.
대구? 네네네, 대구. We live in 대구.
대구 사람?
Yeah, 대구 사람. 대구에 살아요.
아, 그래요?
네, 맞아.
아, 뭐, 그래서 유튜버.
한국에 사세요?
They only say hello and goodbye.
대전.
대전. 아, 대전. Welcome to Greece.
Welcome to Greece, where you meet other people from South Korea.
Thank you. Thank you. We meet a lot of Koreans when we're traveling, and we've met people from Daegu and made friends and made connections. Looking up again, as always. Yep. Always remember to look up, everyone.
Yeah, we're going to be losing
Connectivity.
Stick.
Ah, okay. Well, let's get to a good spot to finish this up. So are there any final questions or comments? We're about to lose the ability to control the camera, which generally is a good point at which to stop the stream.
footsteps are too heavy.
So, for those who are interested in following more of our travel adventures, I recommend checking out my Travels with the Creative Contessa channel. Tomorrow we are heading to Katakolon, which is the site for Olympia, but we're probably not going to go to Olympia because it's not really that impressive a site, honestly. We'll see what trouble we get into tomorrow.
Just a second.
What?
I missed a lot of questions.
Oh.
Me?
Maybe not here on the stairs.
So, the freeze that wrap are so beautiful. Yeah. Shrink wrap there is an IKEA joke in there somewhere. Laurie Snyder says hi.
Hello, Lori.
You remind me of the lady on Bones, the TV show.
I'll take it.
Have you ever been to Egypt?
Yes, I have. I have
Why
been
not
to Egypt.
complete its roofs? Well, they're working.
They're working to complete the roofs. In fact, actually from here, Handsome, if you turn around, you can show them the pieces they've added.
In
Big.
the heyday of the Acropolis, where they're temple prostitutes. I don't know, but they have a cult of Aphrodite.
Yeah, actually, I have not read anything about temple prostitutes here. I've never read anything about that. Yeah, the Hetere are down in the city, as far as I know. I haven't read anything about temple prostitutes here on the Acropolis.
That giant hat is definitely not enough protection. You definitely need it.
Yeah, no, it's not. No, and I use zinc oxide SPF 50 mineral blocker.
Is there a dead cat in the background?
No, there's a sleeping cat in the background. Yeah, there's sleeping cats everywhere.
First time I streamed, yes.
Thank you.
What does that cost to visit? Okay, there's
Yeah, so good question. So the Acropolis is not inexpensive. It's 30 euros, which is about $35, I think, currently, per person. It's more than twice the price that it used to be, and includes a lot less the entry tickets do.
Look, Rachel.
Is it a dead kitty?
No, we can go to the
Oh, we can. Oh, right.
I don't know what's there.
Well, let's.
Original columns.
These are the original columns. The where they're not original is where you see the white, the newer, freshly quarried marble is the newer marble. Well, thank you. I consider myself a countess, so it's good to be thought of as a lady.
Can we hang around here?
Unfortunately, we have to go. We have to be back on our ship by 6, and we still have to take the metro back. Now, granted, it's like a 10-minute metro ride, so it's not a big deal. But no, unfortunately we are reaching the natural conclusion of our stream. But we're going to keep going until the stick dies as we make our way back down the hill.
Another thank you for this beautiful tour.
Yeah, thank you all for joining us. I'm sorry it was so short. Unfortunately, I was not tracking that they now have timed entries because they didn't used to.
Thank you, Yost.
What did Yost say?
Thanks for streaming. This goes out to the cameraman as well.
My cameraman thanks you for thanking him. He is the unsung hero of many of my live streams. Remember, always turn around and look up. One of my tips is always to look backwards, look left, look right, look up. Make sure you always look in all directions. Don't get too bound up in getting to a place. Take a moment to just enjoy the beauty.
There you are.
Yeah.
Look, there are kitties in the
Ooh,
background.
and look up there.
Right over there. See them? Little kitties.
Oh, the little kitties, the lions, you mean? The carved lions?
No one
Yeah.
can guide me.
And of course, look up, because this is a different angle than we had coming into the site. People taking pictures of me.
I didn't even notice the lion statues.
Yeah, look at them. Yeah, because we didn't look backwards, because we were sort of
We
being.
didn't come in that way.
Well, no, but also when we got up here, we didn't look down. So yeah, it's 30 euros per person to enter. That only includes the Acropolis. The tickets used to include many sites around Athens, but they don't anymore. And it's gotten
close to the lions.
And it's gotten very expensive, honestly. Everything has now cost a lot of money to get into. Same thing in Turkey.
Okay, so it's a good question. If we weren't on the cruise ship, how long could we stay?
Oh, until it closes. There's no time.
Weirdly, there's a timed entrance, but no time.
Yeah, it is. It's a good point, actually. There's timed entrance, but no timed exit. Yeah, no. So if you were not limited by your ship leaving you behind, you could stay until closing time. Lions.
Here's a close-up of the lions. Much better than Zoom because...
Yeah, it's not shaky then. Oh, thank you, Oscar. Appreciate that compliment. Dan, we are from the Acropolis in Athens. I am originally from the United States, from Delaware, actually, but I have not lived in the United States in a very long time.
What are the hours of operation for the Acropolis?
I don't. That's a good question. I'm assuming they close at 6. They probably have longer hours in the summer, but it's now October, so everywhere has switched to so-called winter hours.
Well, for everybody who missed it, hopefully we'll be able to make it back down over to the... you're welcome. Hi from Nevada.
Hello from Athens. Welcome from Nevada.
And don't forget to like and subscribe and all that.
Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, everyone.
I think they all subscribed if they're... No, they're not subscribed if they're commenting.
No, they're not. That's right. Don't forget to like and subscribe, everyone. And if you're specifically also interested in my travel adventures, then check out Travels with the Creative Contessa, because this is technically my medieval stuff channel. But we decided this was more historic. It was a hard toss-up whether to do this on the travel channel or my historical stuff channel. We went with the historical stuff channel. Restream, fix your shit, so I don't have to make hard choices. Sorry, that's an inside joke. That's a production team joke. Production team being I and my cameraman.
I see where we are.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so we didn't go in there. That's why we didn't see the lions.
No, we did not.
We want to go left.
We do?
We
Okay.
need to get our cheese.
Oh, yes, we do need to get our cheese. Oh, and then we can show people the theater again.
Everybody else can, if you're new to this stream,
Yeah.
to this particular stream, wait until you get to see,
Reconstructed theater. It's pretty amazing. Okay, trying to get around all these people is a little challenging.
I'll come back. I'll bring back a one. Do one with
Okay, everyone. So sometimes it can be hard to envision what these sites looked like when they were fresh and new, but then they go and completely reconstruct it from brand new marble. So you can really, you don't have to imagine. You have no need for imagination with this particular part of the site. They have reconstructed this theater, at least the seating area, in its entirety.
Thank you. Oh, there you go. Now you can kind of see it better.
Low-tech camera management.
Yeah. Parasol for the win.
Parasol for the win.
Yeah, Paul. Mykonos, Mytilene, Santorini, all sorts of awesome islands to visit in Greece. We were at Mykonos yesterday.
We were at Mykonos. We went to Delos.
And we'll go to Mytilene.
No, Katakolon.
Tomorrow.
We're going to Katakolon tomorrow, which would normally be, that's the port people use to go visit Olympia, the original site of the Olympics.
That's not Sparta.
That's not Sparta. It is
Just
not.
kidding.
Definitely is not Sparta.
We're going to try and move a little bit.
Yeah, we're
more
gonna-
quickly because
yep.
the gimbal's going down.
We have it.
Unfortunately, the sun is making it really hard.
Damn you, sun. Stupid nice weather. So if you are planning to come to Athens, I really recommend you first research possibly buying tickets to the Acropolis online. They do have timed entry now. And let me put it this way, this is a Thursday, right? I think Thursday by noon, the only tickets available were for a 2:45 entry. So yeah, keep that in mind. If we'd had more time, I might have actually sat down and broke out my sewing and done a medieval sewing party on the Acropolis, but that didn't work out today.
And we had to wait in quite a line to buy the tickets.
Yeah, we had to wait in a 30-minute line to buy the tickets.
Pro tip about waiting in line to get in.
For the army. Yeah.
Everybody lines up at 2:45.
Oh, yeah, so if you have a timed entry, don't show up early to wait in line. You're just going to wait in line for a really long time. Because everyone shows up right at 2:45 and then you end up with the Disney World line. No. Show up comfortably at 3 o'clock and feel nobody there. You can just walk straight in.
Euro passports.
What about EU passports?
EU, right?
Greece is EU, absolutely. Greece is an EU country. Yep, Greece uses the euro. So yeah, EU passport and the euro. Unfortunately, like many places when the euro was introduced, there was massive inflation. Joost may remember what it was like when the euro was introduced to Germany, for instance. Overnight, a pizza went from being 5 Deutsche Mark DM to 5 euros.
We didn't really get to see this stuff.
We didn't.
You can't go up and get there.
So that, this is what they find. They end up with these columns and these chunks, and they, try to put them back in where the places they think they might have been. But
I think this is just a collection of them.
Sometimes they just collect them all together, like with like, so that eventually, if they get around to reconstructing this part of the site, they have the original pieces to fill in with other pieces. Looking up.
You can see the corner of the
Propylaea,
right there.
or yeah, the Parthenon. You're right, not the Propylaea. Yep. Maybe you go that way. Get ahead.
No, this is Greece.
This is Greece. We are in Greece. We are on the Acropolis. Yeah.
We're walking on top of the Stoa.
Yep. This is the top of, well, not the entire top, but the top of what's left of the Stoa that was built by the king of Pergamon in the 2nd century BC as an attempt to immortalize himself, because he was apparently at the time the ruler of Athens was part of his dominion. And lo, we still speak of him to this day. Achievement unlocked.
Somebody has commented that there's like over 3,000 islands in Greece.
Oh yeah.
Somebody else commented, wow, my salad dressing only has 1,000.
Yeah, 1,000 islands. Yeah, Greece has way more. In fact, Greece has so many islands that the government apparently isn't even tracking all of the inhabited islands, believe it or not. How crazy is that?
I'm sure there are, but they're not our focus. So
What sites in Greece? Oh, yeah, I don't, honestly, I'm not as familiar with the World War II history in Greece as I am with the western parts of Europe.
it's really sad how the Greek authorities excavated the area.
Yeah, so the reality is that the first excavations here were not by the Greeks. There's a pretty rough history of excavation in the 19th century that involves a lot of Brits and Germans, actually, and French, committing some pretty heinous acts, honestly.
There's a French school of archaeology in
Delos, yeah, there was a there was a French school of archaeology in Athens, and they went to Delos. Yeah. The Stoa of Eumenes II. The Stoa of Eumenes II,
Oh, we get into the shadows and it's
Eumenes. Eumenes. Yep.
Ika's back.
Ika, welcome back. So yeah, this was the Stoa that was built, so-called donated by Eumenes II, the king of Pergamon, who at that time was
Eumenes.
sovereign of Eumenes. What did I say?
Eumenes. Something else.
I thought I said Eumenes. Okay. Eumenes II of Pergamon, who ruled Athens at the time. And as I said, you know, if you're a ruler in the ancient world and you want to leave your mark, you build a big, expensive building. And lo, if it hadn't been for certain activities here, it would have survived pretty well, even still.
Yost definitely has it right. The first archaeologists were more like collectors, if not straight up thieves.
Yeah, exactly. Yost, 100%. The first archaeologists were adventurers, and yeah, thieves, definitely. I mean, what Heinrich Schliemann did to Troy, Jesus Christ. Heinrich Schliemann's version of archaeology is to take dynamite, literally TNT, and to blow up the hill that he thought was Troy. And what he did was he blew up the layers that were actually the Trojan War layers.
The creative Contessa.
Hello, everyone. I am the creative Contessa.
And I'm Ryan.
And this is my cameraman behind me, Ryan. The condottiero, as some of you have heard me, most of you hear me refer to him. And I am fascinated by history, culture, material culture of times past the world over, and I also like to travel. And one of the reasons I love to travel is to explore histories and cultures.
There are places that aren't the primary path. That you can go here and there.
Oh yeah, there's all sorts of areas. Yeah, there are all sorts of areas that are sort of off the beaten trail. Oh yes, and here is a living lion of the Acropolis. This baby has basically been in this general vicinity the whole afternoon.
So soft.
Who's a soft baby? Yes, oh my. People feed the cats here, which is really nice. They seem to be taking good care of them, and many of them have been fixed. Their ears have been clipped. Here is another theater. Yeah. This is the Theater of Dionysus, and it was originally wooden, actually, of course, and then eventually got upgraded and upgraded and upgraded. Apparently they built a Christian basilica in it in the 6th century, which, as the sign says in a very glib way, brought major changes to the use of the space. You think? Yeah, but this was the site for a long time, although I think it probably moved over to that bigger theater of...
This is a stadium.
Yeah, it is a stadium.
It's actually the original stadia.
But this is where many of the theatrical competitions, the drama competitions for which Greece was so famous, were hosted. Or for which Athens was so famous.
There we go. Oh, look at that. Okay. Dionysus is the god of wine, yes?
Yes, and
as well as partying.
Yeah, ecstasy. Ecstasy, that's the word I'm looking for.
Mr. Toad says, I would love to visit the sites of ancient Europe. I just refuse to be dehumanized by my own country's airport security.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, I can't blame you there, my friend. We call it security theater for a reason. And unfortunately, pretty much everywhere is theater security, as they say. Or security theater, wow. Security theater. Theater security, goodness. That's pretty funny. Okay. Well, as we near the exit, are there any final questions, comments, I will be doing some medieval sewing parties from aboard the ship. Possibly we'll actually find a cafe tomorrow in Katakolon and actually do a medieval sewing party and or medieval story time. We will be in Barcelona on Monday, and we will see what kind of bandwidth we have for live streaming there. And then we head to Germany for 9 days, and we will be doing plenty of streaming from a variety of medieval sites in Germany, which I know will be of less interest to Yost. Well, thank you. Welcome to my community. Yeah, we do try to stream daily. We've often run into challenges of bandwidth even when we're in port. Istanbul, for example, Topkapi Palace had a massive foiling effect on the internet reception. It was so frustrating because the harem of Topkapi Palace was breathtakingly stunning, and I would have loved to have been able to share that with you live. Instead, we just did a straight up video walkthrough, an hour, 20 minutes long. We've been trying to upload that for 5 days now, but it's such a big video and the bandwidth on the ship is so low that we just haven't been able to get it done. Right.
Let's just finish right here.
Yep. Okay, everyone.
Final comments.
One final view from here, from below, Handsome.
First questions.
Questions.
Do you
Yes.
know how the ancient Greeks moved those heavy stones?
Cranes. They had they had cranes, and they literally had human hamster wheels to help do the raising. Yeah.
So, Mr. Toad, cruise to Europe.
Oh yeah, that's true. You can actually cross the Atlantic. There are several ships that occasionally reposition, but Cunard's Queen Mary actually runs a fairly regular transatlantic service from Southampton to New York. So you don't even have to ever get on a plane. Yeah.
We do not use Starlink. It just doesn't work for our needs.
No, actually the cruise ship is Starlink.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah. On the cruise ship, we are using Mad Musk's system. One final view of the amazing, stunning feat of architecture that is the Acropolis.
Such a great view of the Parthenon.
It really is. And I think people underestimate just how much of the flat area up there is not natural. You can see they filled in a lot.
What would be a good time and place to explore Greece?
October and
Some child did bugger off. You're banned.
another asshole is blocked. Right. So a good time to explore Greece, honestly, and this holds true for much of the Mediterranean. October, November, March, April. November and March run the risk of rain because that tends to be the rainy season, although the weather patterns are going completely mad these days. God, places. You know, I really recommend the islands are something one must experience. Santorini is something you have to experience. You have to go to Akrotiri. That is I call that the Minoan Pompeii, right? Santorini is a testament to the violence and extreme power of nature, and also the tenacity of humans not to be told what to do by nature. Okay, everyone. Well, we have to get back to the ship before she leaves us. So thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe. Thank you to my patrons and channel members. Remember, patrons and channel members get a host of extra perks, including a Discord where we chat directly and I share tons of extra footage and information with my channel members and my patrons on Patreon. Until next time, everyone, may your adventures be creative and may history bring you as much joy as it does me. Bye, everyone.
Don't forget to rewatch the whole thing if you missed anything.
Yeah, rewatch from the beginning. It's worth it.
All right, I'm ending this.
Bye. Bye, everyone.